So there's an infrastructure bill and a reconciliation bill, right? And so the infrastructure bill is the stuff that corporate America wants to get done. And the reconciliation bill was the stuff that Bernie Sanders and the progressives were wanting to get done. Well, they've stripped out all the good stuff out of the reconciliation bill, and they've taken out everything. The Democrats have been running since 2006 on lowering drug prices, and they're not doing it. They're not doing it. So that's 15 years, a decade and a half later, 8 years of Barack Obama, and they still haven't. Now we got the Democrats have control again, and they're not doing it. They're going to lower drug. You ready for this? This is the compromise. They're going to lower the prices on 10 drugs in 2025 or maybe 2028. I think that's 10 drugs in like a half a decade. They're going to lower the prices on those. And you wonder why the Democrats are losing. You wonder why they're good. By the way, it doesn't matter. Whoever wins or lose. So in that governor's race, Terry McAuliffe and God, no, I can't even remember the Republican who won. What's his name? Young. Anyway, guess who wins? No matter who wins or loses that, Goldman Sachs, Wall Street, they win. Doesn't matter who wins. If the Democrats lose Congress and the Republicans take over, that's good for Goldman Sachs. If the Democrats win and they take over, that's good for Goldman Sachs. Bank of America, Raytheon. It doesn't matter. Blue Cross, Cigna, and of course Pfizer. That's good for them. So no matter, it doesn't matter who these elections are like. I'm sure if I was a billionaire oligarch, I would it's like a joke to them. And that's why all they do is talk about cultural issues like critical race theory. Well, here, let me get back to this. Glenn Youngkin, that's it. So the whole thing about the bills was their leverage is they need their votes to pass the infrastructure bill. And so we're going to block that bill unless you give us what we want in the reconciliation bill, and they have to be coupled. Guess what? Pramila Jayapal that was their last line in the sand. They got rid of it. She just said, she's just on MSNBC admitting they're going to vote on the bill separately. They're going to decouple them. Well, here it is. Here's what she said.
We now feel like we have what we need. We are taking the president's word at the fact that he believes he can get 50 votes in the Senate. And, I hope that the two senators that we've been waiting on these months, who have come to the table in good faith and negotiated, that they understand that this is a leap of faith. But, assuming we get these final negotiations done, we're ready to pass both bills. And I think the caucus feels very good about the fact that we've been able to do what we said from the beginning.
What have you done since you said you've caved on every single thing? Let me bring in Nick Cruz from the Fred Hampton Leftist. Nick, she just said that they've done what they've said they were going to do from the beginning. What is she talking about? They haven't done anything. There's nothing left in that. Go ahead.
What they're doing, they are lying to their own supporters at this point.
Yes.
Because they caved over and over and over again. But like I said, their job is to be the PR arm of the Democratic Party. So even though the American people are getting nothing that what we asked for, even though these programs are massively popular, their job is to go out in the media and pretty much say, hey, rah, Joe Biden's doing his job. He's doing what he's supposed to do. Yep. So that's their role. And a lot of people are starting to see through it. That's why you see Biden number tanking and the Democratic Party is struggling. That's exactly what's happening.
That is exactly what is happening. And now, and she says we're going to take the president at his word. So the president is saying, don't worry, I'll get the votes for the reconciliation bill. Don't worry. She said, I'm going to take the president at his word. The guy who wouldn't give you a $2,000 check. The guy who wouldn't give you $15 minimum wage when he ran on it. The guy who wouldn't give you a public option when he ran on it. The student debt relief when he ran. This is the guy. This is the guy. You're going to trust him? So what they're doing is giving away their leverage. Again, they will never use their leverage, like I said, around forced to vote. If you weren't willing to extract something for your vote from Nancy Pelosi for speaker, you weren't going to do it ever. And they never did. And now guys like Cenk Uygur and Kyle Kalinske, not Kyle was with us on forced to vote, but he was an apologist for them afterwards and ever since. And so
you saw that he was pretty much begging the squad to do the right thing.
Yeah.
my FHO sister had a great video where he pretty much like, squad, please do the right thing. Like, God, you still haven't seen through the game yet?
Yeah.
Like, it's obvious their job is to capitulate to the neoliberal arm of the party.
That's right. And so guys like guys like Ryan Grimm at The Intercept, all the people with MSNBC contracts, everybody who was against forced to vote. Now here we are. 10 months later, and guess what? Or 11 months later, and guess what? Now they're all realizing, God damn it, maybe we should have pressured those politicians. Maybe we should have pressured AOC, Pramila Jayapal, Ro Khanna, Jamal Bowman, Corey. Maybe we should have put pressure on them and let them know that we were going to take away their funding and we were going to tell people not to vote for them anymore. Well, guess what? I will guarantee you that Kyle Kalinske and the Young Turks will never stop telling people to donate to the Democrats or vote for them. I fucking guarantee you. And that goes double for Crystal Ball over at the breaking points too. Go ahead. What?
I was just saying they thought that being nice to the progressive members in Congress would be enough to for them to represent them. And now I think they got to go back to the drawing board because they realize that it's not working.
Hey, why don't you try being nicer? Have you guys tried being nicer? Why don't you guys try being nicer? It's like if you want to take someone to a dance or a party, you try to be nice to them, right? That's what works with politicians if you're nice. Send them flowers and nice notes and buy them gifts and donate to them. And then when they don't do anything, you be even nicer. Isn't that how it works? What a bunch of fucking con artists those people were who were against forced to vote and told you that shit. Cenk Uygur, Anna Kasparian, Ryan Grimm, everybody with MSNBC contracts, the whole goddamn 90% of the left, they're all worthless because they all will lie to you to get some kind of access to some kind of club that they're never going to be in. And you'll know, so as I've been saying all year, stop donating to the Democrats and stop voting for them. Because this is can you show Jayapal's face, please? Because what this is her lying. What she's doing is sticking up for her career. And that's all this is. Why would she do that, Jimmy? Because there are $100,000 book deals and $100,000 speaking fees in her future from the establishment, and she's not going to risk that. That's what this is about. And, they're not cowards. They're self-interested fucking shysters. What do you have to say about this, Nick?
Yep, and if you donate to them, they're going to funnel that money to CIA Democrats, like Connor Lamb. And just like you said, you nailed it. Next year, in a few months, it's going to start. They're going to tell you to vote for this party that accomplished nothing, that crushed you in your agenda. Your agenda was Medicare for all, $15 minimum wage, cancel student loan debt. The neoliberal arm of the Democratic Party, not the Republicans, crushed your agenda. It was Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi that crushed the movement to Medicare for all.
That is right.
But they're going to tell you to vote for them anyway. And right now, you see a lot of these so-called progressive outlets that are puffing their chests and pretending to be upset at the progressive politicians in the squad. But at the end of the day, like I said, they're going to tell you to vote for them. They're going to tell you to donate to them. And that's all they need to hear. That's all they need to hear. Once they hear you say that, there's no need for them to represent you. They might well chase the people who resist them. And that's what they're doing. They go after like the suburban wine moms, right? Yes. Because that's the constituents that they need to maintain their power. Since they know you're already going to support them no matter what they do, right? There's no line.
So that they've got you. So just as Lawrence O'Donnell said, if you want to pull the party to the left, you have to show that you're willing to not vote for them. And until you do that, they'll never listen to you. And so they're not listening to you. And that's why you don't have anything. You don't have prescription drug controls. You don't have student debt relief. You don't have a $15 minimum wage. You don't have an expansion of Medicare. You don't have a public option. You have nothing. You're getting nothing. You know what is in these bills? A tax cut. A tax cut for the upper 5%. There is a tax cut. I'm not fucking kidding. So there you go. God bless America. The progressives sell you out again, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see how the apologists for the squad, the Young Turks, Kyle Kalinske, the Crystal Balls, the everybody at the Ryan Grimms at The Intercept, the people with MSNBC contracts. I cannot wait to see them, what they have, how they do this. I can't wait to see how they do this.
All we got to do is vote harder, Jimmy.
Vote harder.
That's going to be the response. I'm telling you right now. Spoiler.
Keep voting Democrat harder. So and now anybody who considers themselves a lefty who's going to tell you to keep voting a Democrat, that is someone who is working against you. That is someone that is not your ally. That is someone who wants to keep you stuck inside of a corrupt two-party duopoly. That's all that is. I want to let you know, on November 6th, we're going to be in Baltimore. November 11th, we're in Tempe, Arizona. November 12th, we're doing Los Angeles and Studio City. November 19th, Los Angeles and Studio City. And then Thanksgiving weekend in Portland, Oregon. Go to jimmydoorecomedy.com for a link for all those tickets.